Welcome back to the Crypto Power Hour. Of course, the #1 crypto show on Rumble, powered by our friends over at Solum Global with your host, the Crypto Bros, myself, Lance Vigliaccio, and George Valentine, that's ultimate deep dive into everything crypto, blockchain, and decentralized finance. And of course, on this show, we don't care whether you're a seasoned investor or a newbie just stepping into the world of digital assets. For the very first time, we're bringing expert insights, top interviews, exciting new projects, breaking news, and game-changing innovations shaping the future of digital finance. Because, of course, on this show, in crypto, we trust. George, you got to throw your shades, man. Your future's so bright, baby.
You know, when I put them on, though, I get the reflection. It's just bad. I don't like it.
Yeah, get a little reflection. Probably because they're not polarized, you know. These are cheaper sunglasses, but it helps my eyes.
No, the ones I got are from
Oh, those are great.
From Gunnar.
Yeah, that's a great glass. I love their Gunnar glasses. I think they're great. That's the best reading glasses I've ever had.
Like you see right, this one right here, that reflection, it kills me. This is the way it looks. Not that, like, I just don't like it because, I don't know. People see.
Well, if you guys are joining us for the very first time, you know that George and I love our crypto. This show's been doing extremely well. You can find it on Rumble, YouTube, and Locals. We just got back on YouTube. We had some suspension stuff. We didn't get our original accounts back, but we're able to reopen up. Had to do with our primary account over there, not the Crypto Power Hour. So first of all, thanks for joining us. If it's your first time, of course, it's crack-a-lackin'. It's 7 a.m. Eastern Standard, 5 a.m. where I'm at. And of course, we appreciate you guys rolling out of bed, turning on the Big Mig Show, and doing what you do. We've got this show, of course, at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. We also have our regular show, the Big Mig Show. Of course, it's a very Joe Rogan style show, Sean Ryan. We get a lot of great interviews, a lot of great guests, covered a lot of funny topics. If you're looking for a news show that isn't going to lie to you, that's the place to be. And of course, our friends at Solum Global make this possible. Check them out over on X, Solum Global. You can also check out their website, solum.global. And of course, don't forget to follow the Crypto Power Hour, G. Valentine, Lance Migliaccio, and the Big Mig Show. We love our crypto. Of course, we love our gold and silver. Oh, yeah, we do. That's the 62.2 gram prepper bar, perforated, as you can see, where there's 3 different denominations, so it's easy to snap off a piece, break off a small piece to make a payment. There's a small, a medium, and large. And what's it for? It's for diversification, asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil. In the case of prepper bar, it's extremely unique utility for barter and trade, and it's a perfect gift. Nobody doesn't like gold and silver at these prices. Nobody's going to say, oh, I can't believe you got me a gold prepper bar. They wish you got them a gold prepper bar. The point is, gold and silver is something you give to your kids, your grandkids, your loved ones, and hopefully they, if they don't need it, if it doesn't become an emergency, they're able to hold on to it and pass it down to their loved ones. It's one of those family heirloom kind of things. I still have gold and silver my dad gave me as a child. George has the same thing. The point is, you can go over to Genesis Gold Group. We've got a QR code up there that makes it easy. You don't have to remember this website, but you can head over to thebigmigbar.com. That's right, thebigmigbar.com. And listen to the promo codes, because this is how you save money. Big Mig Silver, 10% off on the silver. Big Mig Gold, 5% off on the gold. Head over to thebigmigbar.com, or you can call them at 888-526-7154. That's 888-526-7154. BigMigBar.com.
Yeah.
Break me off a piece of that prepper bar.
Not singing. I was I was looking up to see what was going on with the Clarity Act.
Damn.
And
you had to bring that up.
I did.
I think the circle of death.
I haven't heard anything. What's in it?
The circle of death ate up the news cycle. The threat against Iran. So I don't know what happened. I thought the Clarity Act, I thought we were going to get a bunch of movement. Didn't I hear something about it? It was supposed to start moving more on Monday again or something? Or no, am I jumping the gun there?
What?
Weren't we supposed to hear something about the Clarity Act on Monday? It was going to.
I don't know. Probably. Let me read this. You just keep talking.
Oh, you're reading it. Okay. I thought you were going to read it to the audience.
No.
All right. Well, we want the Clarity Act go through that specific regulation. I think crypto is poised for the next jump, but I think it's all over the unease of the Clarity Act. Nobody likes what the banks are trying to do with the staking. They're trying to street jack us. They don't want you to have staking. They don't want you to have 10% interest on your invested assets. They want to give you that nasty 1% money market rate, and they want to charge you 30% on credit cards. So I don't know. I hope the Clarity Act gets through. I hope there's enough support to pull it through without a bunch of other garbage. And I hope the banks haven't ruined it. We really don't know what they're trying to move to do. I know they don't want to give us real world assets staking at high values because they feel, oh, it's going to put us, we can't compete. It's going to put us out of business. Maybe they need to be put out of business. I don't know. Decentralized finance, blockchain is here to stay. So my opinion is let it go, let it rip, let the chips fall where they may. Because, the banks need to straighten their act out. I don't like the way they're operating when it comes to how they treat us as clients and customers. So, George, where you at, bro?
I'm still reading it.
All right. Well, today we've got a great education piece. Some people asked us about it. We've heard these amazing products called crypto-backed mortgages taken off all over the country. Really interesting how you get to stake your crypto and you secure any of the value it increases, and you get lower interest rate on your credit cards than what you're getting on normal mortgage rates. So these aren't allowed you to use cryptocurrency, like maybe Bitcoin. That's a collateral. And that'll help you secure a home loan either by counting it toward your financial profile or by borrowing against it for a down payment. But the cool part about this is the way they're structured. So you get a two-step process. You're borrowing fiat currency, against your crypto through a lending platform. And then you're using those funds as part of a traditional mortgage application. So price volatility, clearly, you got to wonder about that because that could affect it, which can trigger margin calls or forced liquidation of your collateral if the market values drop. So you have to be prepared for that. But to get low interest rates, I don't know. For me, it sounds really like a deal. And I guess one of the big advantages is the tax efficiency. So when you're borrowing against crypto, instead of selling it, it generally does not trigger capital gains tax in most jurisdictions. Though, of course, there's individual circumstances. Some states haven't done it yet. Some may have it in place. You got to look at it from that perspective. But I think this kind of a home financing arrangement, I think it's innovative, right? You're looking at digital assets. They're being used to strengthen, a mortgage application, right, to make you stronger on paper and to fund the purchase itself. There's a lot of people talking about because blockchain technology, this example is one of the things we talk about on the show. So you're talking about a way to integrate it into traditional financial services. And we're going to talk about, how they work, the different types of these crypto-backed mortgages and the risks that the lenders should consider and regular people have to consider. So George, I'm going to break it down. George, how do crypto-backed mortgages work, man? Can you tell me?
Okay, so you did the intro and stuff, so I'm paying attention here, right? All right. Thank you for that, because sometimes I lose my train of thought and I'm doing all these other crazy stuff. How does crypto-backed mortgages work? Well, Lance, that's a great question. Awesome. So I don't know when
some cans set up there.
When we talk about crypto-backed mortgages, I don't know. What do people usually they're referring to one of two distinct approaches now. The first is using cryptocurrency holdings, which could help you qualify for a conventional mortgage. The lender considers your crypto as part of your overall financial picture, but the loan itself is still a standard mortgage paid in dollars. The second approach involves taking out a separate loan against your crypto, then using that borrowed money to fund your home purchase. So, I don't know, both cases, the core concept is the same. Your crypto acts as a collateral. Instead of selling your digital assets, I like that, which may trigger capital gains tax. And mean losing potential future upside? Right, and there, you're pledged them as security. That's what I like. This allows you to assess the value of your crypto without giving up ownership, at least as long as you meet the loan terms. Pretty cool, right? If I can hold on to my crypto and get a mortgage off of just that, holding on to it, while I still own the crypto, I can still make money off it. I'm all for that. Now, I'm going to go over to the types of crypto-backed mortgages, how it's structured. So, currently, the crypto-backed mortgage space, we can divide it into three broad categories, each with different requirements and risk profiles. So, when you're going to try and look and understand these distinctions, it's very important to you because they affect everything from how much you can borrow to what happens if crypto lending markets shift dramatically. Let me tell you right now, the interest rates, buying mortgage, they suck. So does.
It's an understatement. No, there's no doubt. We're getting
It
screwed
is.
left and right.
We are.
And then the credit card interest. George, what happened to our 10% credit card interest?
I don't know. It's in the same place with
The
gold
Clarity
audit.
Yeah, with the gold Fort Knox audit. Yeah, we're joking around, guys, because we talk about this on our regular show. But regular Americans are suffering. I love this. What I love about this is the fact that if you believe that the Bitcoin, for example, you're pledging Bitcoin. If you think Bitcoin, and a lot of people are talking about $1 million Bitcoin, they're saying that once this Clarity Act is in place, there's going to be a lot of strategic reserves that are going to start buying Bitcoin. They're going to buy Ethereum, Solana, XRP, maybe even ICP, strategic reserves. It's one of the big plans. And of course, the upside on that is you get all the upside. So you didn't sell your asset. If you sold it and put the more money down as a down payment, now you don't have the chance. What if Bitcoin does go to $1 million and you sold a Bitcoin for your down payment? You'd want to kick yourself in the teeth. Because how much is Bitcoin right now, George? 75, 80?
It's under 80.
Under 80, okay. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there.
What's that?
I didn't mean to jump on you there. I just love this product.
No, that's all right. While you're doing that, I'm just thinking because, the Clarity Act, we got Memorial Day weekend coming up, right? And then the Senate, they go on their summer break,
Oh, those lazy bastards.
They go on, it's from like August 8th to September 13th.
Yeah.
And
you know what's amazing, George? I just thought of an idea. Imagine you had to put, let's say your mortgage, you had to put 200 grand down. Imagine the possibility that you could buy Bitcoin instead, and they would give you credit for putting that down as collateral, right? Hopefully you wouldn't have to do the down payment. You have enough collateral that it matches whatever the down payment would. Maybe they make you do extra. But imagine then you could buy 3 Bitcoin as an example. And having those 3 Bitcoins sitting there, and you've done this. Now just imagine this. Let's say Bitcoin goes to 500 grand a Bitcoin. I'm not saying it's going to, I'm not predicting Bitcoin's future. But if it did, imagine how incredible that would be, because then you could maybe right away, not only then you could sell a Bitcoin if you wanted, pay your down payment and put another 300 grand towards your house. Pretty crazy. And then you'd still have 2 Bitcoin. Pretty powerful what you can do with this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Back to my Clarity Act, because I was talking about that and you just.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm used to it, and you're
I
used
love
to
this
me.
Product.
I know, it's a great product. Senator Thune, he should just hold everybody from going on summer recess. And he can do this and say, listen, we got to get these things passed. The Clarity Act for one, maybe the Save America Act 2. I mean, those are 2 big legislations that we need to get done. Nobody's going on recess. Watch how fast they get done. But isn't Thune kind of a bitch ass? I mean, he really hasn't delivered. He gets up there. And he's mad as hell too, because Trump yesterday endorsed Ken Paxton for Senate in Texas, and Thune endorsed Cornine, his opponent. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I just,
that's what sending a message.
I don't think Thune is doing the job that American public deserves and needs.
All right, let me get back to this now. All right, so using your crypto to qualify for a traditional mortgage. They say like some non-traditional, non-qualified mortgage lenders they've actually begun accepting cryptocurrency as part of a borrower's financial profile. Now, I'll give you an example. Platforms like New Res's Smart Series may count crypto holdings toward asset verification, reserve requirements, and in some cases, income qualification. Ooh. Now, notably, stablecoins such as USDC may be valued at up to 90% of their dollar worth for these purposes, while more or less, say, volatile assets like Bitcoin or Ether might only count for 50% of their current market value. I'm just going to say this. If you own a few Bitcoin, they should be worth a lot more than 50% of their value, but that's them. That's what some of these people do. So under this model, your crypto helps you qualify for a mortgage, but the actual closing still requires US dollars. You will typically need to convert some crypto to fiat currency, move the funds into a traditional bank account, and document every step of the process for the underwriter. Now, the mortgage itself, it's a conventional loan secured by the property. Your crypto is used only for qualification purposes, not as a direct collateral for the mortgage. Okay, that's one way, right? How about crypto I can't say the word. collateralized loans for home purchases. I was waiting for you to step in, but you didn't. Okay. A more common structure.
You seemed like you had it. So
Yeah, I did.
You look like you had it. I don't want to step on you if you don't have it. So many sometimes because that happens.
Collateralized. I don't know. Because I have something on my mouth. I got
collateralized.
You know what I got? A nicotine pouch right here, and it kind of like stopped me from doing it.
Is it making you?
Sometimes it does. So,
the nicotine's good. I took a 2 milligram before the show. I love the nicotine. All right, let's go.
a more common structure involves borrowing against your crypto through a dedicated lending platform. So lenders such as LEDN, which is Bitcoin focused, and Unchained multi-sig custody offers loans where you pledge crypto as collateral and receive fiat currency or stable coins in returns. Now, these funds can be used toward a down payment or for larger amounts to purchase a property outright. Now, if you look at this approach, this is a different approach when I just said the first one. It's often used alongside Ethereum and Bitcoin holdings through regulated platforms that are increasingly operate with segregated client assets and a strict no rehype. I don't even know what the hell that word is.
That is rehypothecation policies.
All right, I'm not gonna pretend I don't know something. What the hell does that word mean? Do you know?
Well, let me get the actual definition. I know what it means, but I don't want to do that to the audience.
Yeah, me either.
I'll pull it up. I don't want to say what and then not have it really
rehypothecation is a financial practice where a bank or a broker reuses the collateral pledged by a client, like securities in a margin account, to back their own borrowing or trading activities. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is a big deal. These mechanics, they're very similar to any secured loan, right? You're going to transfer crypto to this custody arrangement. And normally that would be like a third party regulated custodian that's approved by the lender, approved by the underwriter. And you're going to have a multi-signature wallet. So neither one of you has full control of it. You've got to sign along with that. And the lender then provides these funds at a loan to value LTV ratio. Typically ranges from 40 to 50% per Bitcoin. Now, I want to be honest. I've seen some companies that are doing better than that. So if you get 200,000 in Bitcoin, you could support a loan of up to say 80 to 100,000. But I have seen one. I saw one online. I can't think of the name of it. It looked like it was doing 75 or 80% of Bitcoin value. So you're going to want to shop around. And this is a fast moving market. So don't just take the first deal if you decide to do this. So you're going to make these monthly payments, of course, in your fiat currency, your regular US dollar. And then once the loan is fully repaid, your crypto is returned. Now, massive, if during the time period that you're paying down this loan, what if Bitcoin just goes through the freaking roof? You could also negotiate with the lender at that point and say, hey, I want to sell a couple of my Bitcoin. I want to pay off the loan and pay off the house. And that's really interesting stuff because you don't, normally, how mortgages are. You put your down payment and then you pay your monthly payment and that's it. And then when you get done in your 15, 10-year or 30-year mortgage.
Yeah, wait a second.
Yep.
So if you have Bitcoin and you arrange it for this third party to be the custodian, when that Bitcoin goes up in value, they don't get that difference. It's still yours. I just want to let people know that, understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the cool part, right? Because if you are a believer in Bitcoin 1 million, right, or more, if Michael Saylor is right, then this would be an amazing deal. Even if let's say that your down payment was only $100,000 and they're only doing this 50% loan to value, you might have to buy $200,000-$300,000 worth of Bitcoin. But the cool part is when you secure the Bitcoin, it's amazing because it's still yours. Nobody can sell it. Nobody can take it unless you default on the mortgage or somehow Bitcoin, goes way, way down. Then they might make you liquidate. But the upside is $1 million Bitcoin, maybe $2 million Bitcoin. So you've got an asset that is potentially growing besides the value of your own property. So it's, you have to also think about the tax treatment. In a bunch of jurisdictions, borrowing against an asset does not trigger a taxable event. Unlike what selling would do, selling does that. So of course you're going to be able to access your crypto's value without realizing capital gains, which nobody likes capital gains tax. It's like a kick in the nuts. And that outcome is especially relevant, I think, for the long-term holders. When you have unrealized appreciation for people that maybe they bought Bitcoin a long time ago. Let's say they bought it in 2009. They would have a massive capital gains issue. Not that they deserve it, not that they won't waste your money once they get it. But let's talk about. I think we should talk about the direct crypto-backed mortgage products, George.
All right. I mean, This is a good one. This is their third option. It's a less common category. It involves mortgages where both the property and the crypto serve as combined collateral. Now, this one's still in the early stages, typically limited to specific jurisdictions, which is aimed at high net worth borrowers. Now, this usually it's going to involve a conventional first mortgage on the home alongside a second lien loan secured by pledged crypto, with that crypto held and administrated by a regulated partner. Users need a compatible cryptocurrency wallet and must complete identity verification process. Well, I should hope so. I mean, I just want to make sure that third party ain't going to swindle anybody's crypto and go away with it. You never know these days.
You never know. You're saying
even though it's a third party that might have it, I still think I would like a multi-sig wallet where you're the third party, myself, whose crypto it is, both need to sign off on it.
Well, just so you know, these are structured as multi-sig wallets.
Not all of them.
I don't know about all of them, but the majority of the ones I've looked at, because I got really intrigued about this product.
I just said in the second one, it's typically regulated third-party custodian or multi-sig wallet. So if it's just a custodian, it's just simple. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I mean, the only time you get hurt is if the crypto goes down. And I don't think we're going to see that happen. There are so many countries accumulating Bitcoin as an example, and there's so many deals being done with XRP. And I don't know if they accept XRP or Ethereum or Solana. But the point is, it's an incredible opportunity because if that did go up, you might get a free house. Free friggin' house. Just take your Bitcoin, you cash it, that big number, and boom. No mortgage the rest of your life. Wouldn't that be nice? So listen, so let's talk about, everybody's always worried about interest rates on mortgages. They're worried about the cost differences. Are there a bunch of fees in this? Are you getting whacked with fees? So, of course, some of these crypto-backed loans carry higher interest rates than conventional prime mortgages because you're getting that upside. But as of 2025 to 2026, they started bringing these down in 25. Rates for crypto collateralized loans may range from mid-single digits to mid-teens. So some of the early products were in mid-teens, but I have seen that same product. I've seen it in a low single digit. So this is moving pretty rapidly. Of course, in the beginning, they were cracking you, hitting you with the higher interest rates like banks do. But, I think George brought it up, the regulatory and custody risk.
You didn't do the price volatility and liquidation risk, though. You missed that one. So let me do that.
Oh, we do it. Let's do it.
That's actually the most important risk to understand is volatility. Because crypto prices can fluctuate dramatically over short periods. We've seen it last 4 or 5 months. Bitcoin last was trading at 120. Now it's a little under 80. That's drawdowns of 50% or more in past cycles. But the value of your pledged crypto drops below a certain threshold relative to your loan amount. You may face a margin call requiring you to post additional collateral or repay part of the loan. Now, I can say this. If the damn Clarity Act passes, I don't think you'd have to worry about this little part. But you never know.
You always have to remember, nothing on this show is financial advice. We always want you to know about the volatility. And don't take our advice. This is just an education. Go talk to your own financial advisors. Talk to your old mortgage brokers. You don't need to listen to the big mig. The reason you're here.
I wonder how many mortgage brokers even know about crypto mortgages.
Very good question. I don't know.
That's
how many of them
one.
promote it? Because we don't know what their commission structure is. Well, you know how brokers are. They want to sell mortgages where the commission structures are big. They want to do some of those arms and the rest of it.
They'll probably say, "Oh no, we can't do that." Then you have to go to find somebody that does.
Exactly.
You know what, Lance?
Like the old, what are you talking about?
You know what, Lance? We need to. I just thought of a business.
There it is.
Let me write it down before I forget. Hold on.
Don't forget, George. Do not forget. So let's talk about some of the stuff you guys might have when it comes to questions.
Asking questions?
Asking. We're axing.
I'm going to ask the question. Can I use Bitcoin to buy a house without selling it?
That is a great question, George.
Thank you.
Yes, it's possible in principle. So, of course, the common approach would be for you to borrow against the Bitcoin through a crypto lending platform. And you would get the loan proceeds in a fiat currency or stable coins and use those funds for your home purchase. Excuse me, I'm choking here.
All right.
So that way you retain the ownership of your Bitcoin, which everybody wants to hold on to their Bitcoin. They don't really want to use it. They don't want to pay for pizzas like that one guy did. Okay, so the next most important thing I think is, what is a typical loan to value ratio for crypto backed loans, George?
Lance, that is an unbelievably astute, great question. So
Well,
conservative,
thank you, George.
conservative institutional lenders, I mean, they'll typically offer LTV ratios around what, 40 to 50% for Bitcoin, which this means $100,000 in Bitcoin might support a loan of roughly 40 to 50,000. But DeFi platforms may allow higher LTVs up to 80% or more. Lance was just saying that a little while ago. But these carry substantially greater liquidation risk because a smaller price drop is enough to trigger an automatic sell-off of your collateral.
The cool part about that, what you just said, is I saw a company and it listed 80% and it also listed single digit interest. And if I remember correctly, I think it was under 7%.
I have a question for you, though.
George, please, the man in the front row. Your question, sir.
Do I still need a regular mortgage if I use crypto as collateral?
Well, of course, in most cases, yes. Because unless your crypto-backed loan is large enough to purchase the property outright, you're going to likely combine that with a conventional mortgage. So you can do it with all crypto, but a lot of people are doing this combination thing. So you're still going to pay the regular mortgage rate. So those are obligations that need to be, managed simultaneously. So you're going to be making two payments, and you have to ask yourself, okay, does it make the dollar and cents? But if you believe in $1 million, $2 million, $10 million, $100 million Bitcoin, the kind of stuff that Michael Saylor talks about constantly, well, then I would have to say that it's a roll of the dice, but it's a strong roll of the dice, especially once the Clarity Act passed. I think this is something that every person should look at because, again, if your crypto goes up, you might be paying off your mortgage in cash. Wouldn't that be a positive outcome? Okay, George, got to ask.
Man with his hand up in the first row. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sir. Are crypto-backed mortgages taxable?
Oh, the $1 million question right there. But, listen, if you're going to borrow against your crypto, Lance, that does not trigger a taxable event in many jurisdictions. Why? Because you're not selling or disposing of that asset. And this can be a significant advantage compared to selling crypto directly and realizing capital gains. But
what sort of dark magic is this, George? Are you Houdini?
But listen, however, though, tax rules vary by country and individual circumstances. And interest on crypto-backed loans may or may not be deductible depending on how the funds are used and local tax laws. They say professional tax advice is recommended.
And honestly, and the truth of the matter is, you got to do everything you can not to pay those shitty ass taxes.
So I think in the States here, you're good. You don't have to pay the taxes.
Yeah.
All right. What happens if the price of my crypto drops after I take out the loan?
Oh.
Guy right there with the glasses.
Okay, so if your crypto collateral drops below a certain threshold, you just like anything else when you borrow and the asset drops, you may have a margin call on the loan to value. They may ask you for more crypto, which, maybe you have a backup plan, or your lender is going to typically require you to post additional collateral or repay part of the loan. So you have to be prepared for that. You have to look at it from the perspective, what if it dropped? In most cases, I can't see it dropping enough on the LTV to impact you, but I don't know what the threshold is. I don't know what the banks have decided. So if you can't do so, the lender may sell some or all your crypto to bring the loan back within acceptable risk parameters. So that's a forced liquidation, which nobody were on, of course, could result in a loss of your crypto at potentially unfavorable or bottom market prices. And of course, you're still going to be obligated to repay any shortfall on the loan. So these are all the kind of things you have to really look at your own financial world. You're going to need a little extra cheddar, a little Bitcoin, or maybe your own cheddar lying around just in case. You don't want to extend yourself into a house that you're like, oh my God, I can't pay the payment. Bitcoin just went down. It's all George's fault.
Lance, before we do the closing thoughts, because you're talking about Bitcoin and volatility, man, but we got the perfect solution for people.
Whoa.
Especially that lives off of volatility. I'm talking about Block Trust IRA to bring and access cryptocurrency wealth to everyday people. Their exclusive Animus AI trading platform works 24/7, analyzing market data and executing advanced crypto strategies that go far beyond buy and hold. This system was named #1 crypto technology platform by Bitcoin Magazine out of more than 1,500 global competitors. And our clients, They're already seeing over 250% returns on their investments, all at military-grade security and up to $200 million insurance. Your wealth is fully protected, so don't wait. Visit BigMigCrypto.com today and see how you can join this financial revolution that's finally giving everyday Americans access to a crypto opportunity of a lifetime. Once again, visit BigMigCrypto.com today, and you can get up to $2,500 of free crypto. $2,500 free crypto. QR code's right there on the screen. Take a screenshot. Links in the chat. Links in the more section under the video. All you got to do is go there, check it out. All you can do, you can go there, check it out, read about it, make a phone call. Let them talk to you. At least you can hear them out. All right, Lance, take us out. What's the closing thoughts on today?
That's a really low pressure group. The guys over there at Block Trust IRA, they're not going to hammer you. You call for information, they'll send you information, they'll tell you over the phone.
Just tell them Big Mig Show sent you.
Yeah, and the point is you want to do that because there are some extra bonuses they have over there if you do tell them the Big Mig Show sent you. So,
and if you have if there's any coming to any issues or whatever, you can always email Lance or myself at info@thebigmig.com, and we will get it taken straightened out, or we'll get you answers.
I just want to throw this out in the wind. I got to throw this out. Oh. If you have more Bitcoin than you need and you want to throw some over to the Rumble wallet for George and Lance, I don't want to hold you back. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by the amount of Bitcoin you've got. Toss a couple of those sats right into the old Rumble wallet for the Big Mig Show. We can always use the extra cheddar. If
we went from Bitcoin to Satoshis.
Yeah, you can. Well, I'll take.
Struggle is real.
If you can put a $5 paid subscription, if you can give us a Rumble Rant tip, we like the crypto tipping in the Rumble wallet because we get to keep 100% of the proceeds. They don't take any fees. So look, crypto-backed mortgages represent an emerging, bridge between traditional finance, real estate finance, and of course the growing digital asset economy, the blockchain, and of course the underlying mechanics that you're using an asset as collateral to secure a loan. That's well established. That's been done historically with real estate in all sorts of ways. So this application of cryptocurrency is still maturing. It's brand new. So shop those rates. Don't just get sucked up because somebody has a nice website. You're going to look at the rates, look at the penalties, look at the grace, periods, or how much how much would your crypto have to drop for them to be an asset liquidation or a call. So, I think for the right borrower, it's in the right circumstances, especially those with significant crypto holdings who want to preserve, their exposure to the markets while accessing, liquidity. I think this is a structure, and I think it's a product that's well worth exploring. So think about that. Listen, there's a lot of volatility in this market. Don't make a mistake. Do all your homework. Focus on what you want to do because, of course, your family's finances and yours are so important. All right, you know the drill, baby. If you love the Crypto Power Hour, hit that follow button. We're getting tens of thousands of followers in here. Let's up that follower. Let's have the biggest follow day ever on the Crypto Power Hour. You know you can do it. You go like this, stretch your index finger, give it a little workout before, and then boom, hit that follow. Leave us a comment. And if you'd like to be a guest on this show and you're running a project, you're in the Bitcoin or blockchain world, hit us up over at info@thebigmig.com. That's info@thebigmig.com. Because again, it's how we do it. We're educating you guys. We're lifting you up so you can have competent discussions with your own financial advisor. We love you guys. Now remember, you can catch us at 11 a.m., the Big Mig Show. And you know how we roll. George.
All right. Well, you guys have a blessed day. Hopefully we'll see you on the Big Mig Show because we got a guest that's 11 a.m. Eastern today. Rex Jones, son of the famous Alex Jones.
Yeah.
I know his name.
Rex
so hopefully
Jones.
we see you there.
Rexter.
Have a blessed day. Peace.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At cspoa.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit WarriorDogFoundation.org